Hello everyone. Uh, so we're back with Pink Floyd reviews for doing the final cut. Um, I really like the final cut. It's the 12th studio album by Pink Floyd. Sometimes I like it more than The Wall. Just when I kind of get tired of run my course with The Wall or whatever. Um, I turn to the final cut, and I think it's a really good album. It does have a couple flaws on it, but it's way better than the album that followed, which wasn't even the Pink Floyd album. Um, so this album, it's mainly Waters. Gilmour isn't that prominent on it, but he does do some really good solos on it, and of course, Mason plays drums on it. Um, so it starts out with the post-war dream. I like the song, but I don't know what I think about the opening line of it. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know, it's a little over the top, but I like the song. Your Possible Past, I love. One of the Few, nice little interlude. And, this is one of the few albums I might prefer hearing the CD version of, because the original vinyl doesn't have When the Tigers Broke Free on it. I wish they would have just put it on the original release. But yeah, I really like When the Tigers Broke Free. I like the men's choir singing and everything. On the original, it went from One of the Few to Heroes Return. It's one of the better songs on the album. There's actually two parts of it, but they only put part one of it on the album. What's next? The Gunner's Dream, nice song. Paranoid Eyes is a nice song. And then we got Get Your Filthy Hands Off My Desert. Fun little interlude song. I never fully got into Fletcher Memorial Home. It's probably might be my least favorite song on the album. It seems to... I mean, come on. This song kind of gets overrated. It even made the Best of Pink Floyd CD, for crying out loud. They put that, but not anything from Adam Hartmother on it. Really? I like it, but it's one of my lesser favorite Pink Floyd songs. All Gilmour does on it is the solo. Right. Yeah, it's probably my least favorite of the album, or one of my least favorites. And then there's Southampton Dock. I like that one. And the title track, the final cut, nice song. Not Now John, one of my favorite songs on the album. And then Two Suns in the Sunset, which is actually one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs, probably. I really like it. It's definitely the best song on the album. I mean, yeah, Nick Mason doesn't play drums on it, but still a really good song. Oh yeah, and I think Mother was the other song that Nick Mason didn't play drums on. I think, thinking about it now, I forgot to mention that song on my last review. Yeah, I like Mother, but I think I like Two Suns in the Sunset better. Um, so yeah, so but one big thing is Rick Wright isn't on the album, which is kind of a problem. He was one of the founding members, and now he's gone. That's kind of a big problem. I would have liked if Wright would have did all the keyboard stuff and everything. So that's kind of a minus for the album. I don't think it's all the songs are completely perfect. Like I said, Fletcher Memorial Home isn't one of my favorites. I like all the rest of the stuff on it just about. And for the original album, it gets a minus for not including When the Tigers Broke Free. So yeah, it isn't my favorite Pink Floyd album by any means at all. But I do like listening to it when I'm tired of hearing the big albums. But one thing that really irks me is when people say the final cut is a Roger Waters solo album, and then they say Momentary Lapse of Reason is a return to form. It's not a return to form. I just hate when people, they make fun of Roger Waters, they make fun of the final cut, saying it's a Roger Waters album, then they go and worship Momentary Lapse, which is, the final cut's infinite times better, trust me. If you really look at the facts, you'll understand. So stop saying you like Momentary Lapse better, because you don't. But yeah, this is if I were to put Pink Floyd albums into a tier system, this would probably be tier 3 album, in the middle of the road. I'd put The Wall in tier 3 too. And I'd put More and Obscured by Clouds in tier 3. And The Division Bell in tier 3. So, and tier 4 would just be The Endless River. And tier 5 would just be A Momentary Lapse of Reason. Tier 2 and 1 are all the early albums before The Wall. But yeah, I do really enjoy this album. It's not their best, definitely, but it's one of Roger Waters' better albums, I think. Sometimes I prefer it to The Wall. For Pink Floyd, The Wall is better, but I don't know which one I quite like better. For a rating, it would get about a 9, I would say. If I'm really feeling it. The music gets a 9 point. It almost gets a 10, but a couple parts of it I'm not crazy about, like the opening line to the first song. Like the last album, it gets a 9 to 9.5. I do think it's a great piece of work, but it's not one of their best, really. Maybe one of Roger Waters' best, but not Pink Floyd. So, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to do, this will be good, Momentary Lapse of Reason next. Alright, see you guys.